We're going to talk about making chocolate bliss today because I get so many questions about it. So the winning equation for raw fooding, really thriving on raw fooding, three things. Number one, tune in. Number two, turn on. Number three, take off. So tune in, acquire information. Turn on, have experience, which we're going to show you how to do right now. And then take off means you take the information you got and the experience you got, put them together into practical applications. Tune in, turn on, take off. So we're going to make some chocolate bliss. Best way to make it? Vitamix. Everybody know what a Vitamix is? Say yes. All right, awesome. Okay, so we're going to find a measuring cup here. All right, Vitamix measuring cup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 4 ingredients. I'm going to start with vanilla agave, which we packaged. You'll know it's really good when you see the Sunfire Superfoods. And I'm going to start with, again, vanilla agave chocolate bliss tocos, ultra toco tranols, and guarana. Pristine, natural state, not burnt guarana that's more like methamphetamines. This is the real stuff. It's cold processed. It's a food. All right, so, and I'm going to use house bags that are a little bit different than the ones you're probably going to have. And I'd recommend, chocolate bliss comes in 2 sizes, 1 pound bag for the just starting, and a 5 pound bag for the serious, hardcore users. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to start by taking vanilla agave in a measuring cup. I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup of vanilla agave in here. So you can zoom down on this. Or you don't have to zoom, but. All right, so 3/4 of a cup of vanilla agave. So I'm just going to take that, and I have washed my hands, by the way. I recommend you do that. So I'm just going to scrape the rest of this out, and then I'm going to walk over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking some water here, some purified water, and I'm just going to rinse the measuring cup out here to get the rest of the agave. So we'll give it a couple of swishes here. And then all together I'm going to put about, well, the 3/4 of a cup of vanilla agave and then about 3 cups of water into the Vitamix. So the Vitamix is going to look kind of like this. So you'll see that there's vanilla agave and water in there. And then we're going to take a big bag, because you do have your 5 pound bag of chocolate bliss because you've been doing this for a while and you're pretty serious. And we're going to measure out, this is a 1/2 cup measuring spoon. And so I'm going to do heaping 1/2 cups, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So there's really probably, I'm going to put a little bit more. So there's probably about 1 3/4 of a cup of chocolate bliss in there.
And what quantity are you making?
And we'll talk about the quantity in a minute. So this is the Ultra Tocos, which is just in another container here. So I'm going to put 1, 2 tablespoons. And then a guarana, a little bit of guarana goes a long way. I'm going to put maybe about 1/2 tablespoon. So 1/2 of one of these guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up a blender, and then we're going to turn this 1 blenderful into 1 gallon of chocolate bliss. Because if you're going to go to all the trouble to make a blender, you can make 1 blenderful, or you can make a gallon. It's the same exact amount of time. So I'd rather make a gallon than a liter. So we're going to spin this for about 30 seconds. So what you're listening for is that you'll kind of hear a clicking of the material on the Vitamix blade. And when that clicking stops, you've got a smooth, slick as silk mixture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a gallon container of water, or empty plastic container, and on the bottom of this container you should see a 1 or a 3 preferably. If it's a 7, immediately recycle it today, never drink out of it again. If it's a 2, it's okay. Preferably 1 is best, 3 is next best, 2 is okay. So here's the trick. If you take a little bit of water, if you see how much water is in there, just about this much, if you take this and lay it in your freezer like this, it'll freeze, and you can then make your chocolate bliss in here, and you'll automatically have instantaneously chilled bliss. Very cool. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take a little funnel here, and we're going to just pour this in here. Smells like chocolate syrup. Very rich, thick chocolate syrup. And then I'm going to take the Vitamix back over to the water spigot here. And we're just going to rinse the chocolate off the side here to get every little bit of chocolate. And then if you can see, there's still chocolate all on the inside of here too. So I'm just going to rinse this around here. Rinse all the chocolate off. And then another trick, I actually have a gallon of chilled water here. So you can either put a little bit of water in your container and freeze it, or you can keep a chilled gallon. And I'm going to fill this other gallon up with chilled water. Take your gallon of chocolate bliss, give it a little swish, and you're done. And now we're going to get a glass and try it out to make sure that it tastes good, because you always have to taste your chocolate bliss just to make sure. All right, let's see how we did here. Oh yeah. Way good. And then this can go in the, if you like it really cold, you can stick it in the freezer for a little while and just wait till it starts getting little crystals of ice and then throw it in the fridge.